alliances. We have RWA, we have IWA, we have a ton of alliances, but the truth being told is at one point in time they had a point. I remember when I first attended my first IWA show, and I couldn't get enough of it. It was a tweet that kid sent out like maybe a few hours prior saying, if you're Fed and you want to be a part of this this I think it was like six federation match, come over here and come to the IWA event, or like try to like retweet get it was just shit like that where, yeah, man, the whole community feds banded up. They were like, let me in this my own Fed RWI. We went to the show and we all repped our merch. We had the RWI logo on. Like my roster came in there. After the show, we had a bunch of people who were at the show, saw the Fed, and were like, hey, I want to go to this. The feeling that you had attending one of those shows in like 2018, man, that shit was you don't get that same experience that you do now. I mean, the amount of just like star power that those feds had, and you felt like that alliance was really there. Like you felt like those people really, really knew each other, and they had a clear direction. Fast forward 2022. Sorry, 2022. What the fuck did I just say? Sorry. Fast forward 2020 to 2020. That's hard to say. Oh my god, I'm sorry.
2020 to 2022.
Jesus. Fast forward in 2022, and now we have people saying that the RWA, it is pretty objectively, it's the most prestigious alliance in Ro-Wrestling, the one with the most historical content, and people are saying that they should close down its doors. And just to see the switch flipped, that right there is crazy. Dill, you want to get into it from a wrestler's perspective?
Yeah, so, alliances, yeah. I'm very conflicted with alliances, because they would be so much better if all the feds in them were actually different from each other. Like, every Fed is the exact goddamn same. It's the exact same people at the top. It's the exact same people in the mid card. It's the exact same people in the low card. There's no point of an alliance if it's just the exact same people. Because if you just go to two separate Feds, it's pretty much an alliance show in itself, because it's freaking the same people. Like, there's the same people in every Fed, and why is there an alliance then? Pretty much every Fed is the alliance at that point. See, I can't really speak because I'm pretty much a new gen myself, but I'm just going what I've been told. And I was told that what made alliances so much better back then, it was because the feds were different from each other. They had a set roster. Like, it wasn't the exact same people. It was, they had their own separate people. They had, like, say in one Fed they had TM Punk, the other Fed it was Isaac, and it's, like, but then I won't say that I hate alliances, because, like, it's a cool idea. Like, if you win the top alliance title, that means you're the top of all those Feds. But right now, the RWA and IWA, and I think there's another one, the UWA. There shouldn't really be that many alliances. Like, there should be only probably one, like two at most. But this third one, like UWA, like that's the exact same reason why SWA and what's the other one, VWU or something like that. Those aren't around anymore, because what the hell?
Hey, if I may do a comment on that, you actually bring up a great point. When you were saying like all these different alliances, that brings up the point of maybe like instead of having all these different alliances, they should perhaps band together. RWA including different people, because rather than having a ton of alliances, what if those because I know a lot of people put a lot of work into those alliances. What if that effort was put into different let's say, I don't know, people behind VWU worked in RWA. If we had a ton of people working on one thing, because one of the key things about alliances that I've learned is that communication and activity are key. If you have those active people who are actually wanting to work and like wanting to make something great, rather than making a whole new thing that's going to take forever to get its feet off, why not improve on the one thing that we have now so it can actually last? But I just had it in my head. It was just a thought. Anyways, go on.
You know what? You did bring up a good point. Like I know Light Lord. He owns the IWA, and he is now a part of the RWA at the same time as owning the IWA. Like so, he also owns RDW, which is his Fed, which is also in the RWA, and he works with the RWA, but still owns his own thing. And I like the IWA because it's literally just the RWA except for the indie feds. And all those other and like you said before, all those other alliances like RWA and I mean no, not RWA, the SWA and VWU. It would be better if they just work together with the IWA and the RWA because we really don't need more alliances. We don't need more alliances. Like all the feds are so similar in the first place that like there's really no difference between the alliances if there's just that many and you know uh, now I'm starting to go off track so you can go now because I know you have very strong opinions on the alliances.
All right. So what is my take on alliances? I'm just going to be blunt and say the RWA hasn't been good since Tom's left, bro. I'm being honest. Alliances now are basically the same thing. They don't do anything different. Name an alliance that has done anything different from the RWA in the past year or so. They're just, I'm going to tell you the entire cycle. They start up, they say they're going to be to the next new thing. Then they ultimately end because people are lazy and people don't care or whatever. It's so stupid, bro. Like it's when you think about it, bro, it's basically the same thing over and over again, and no one tries to innovate. No one tries to innovate anything. Plus, and I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I'm not gonna. The RWA isn't even safe either. The RWA is not safe either. Because RWA, as soon as Tom's left, bro, they did the same shit too, bro. Like, what's the point of the RWA anymore? Is there even a point? Because it's basically going to be the same people fighting for the RWA championship, the same people going to be headlining these RWA feds. There's no variety anymore. It's going to be the same. Why do we have so many alliances, bro? It makes no sense. And I know people are going to call me a hypocrite for, oh, weren't you the owner of the RWA? There's a difference. There's a difference. And Ace can attest to this. At least we tried to do something different, right? At least we tried to do something. Is that right, Ace?
We did try to
We tried.
doing a different stuff. Like, bro, one of our stages for our events was a fucking White House. You know, like we tried to step the boundary of like what can we do to make things different. You know, in our events we had a completely different like it's just a completely different vibe with like the feds that we chose. And I feel like because like again you guys, I'm letting you guys know, take what I say as a grain of salt because we were the owners of the OWA. But when we did our event, the first ever event, Fear Factor, yeah, the feds in those in that show felt different. Like they had, you could tell, even though we were all in alliance, there was a feeling of we all were competing with each other. There was competitive rivalry, and in the show, it wasn't perfect. It wasn't commercial. Like one of the fucking invisible walls was just down, but we didn't care. We were having fun. You know, that's what we were doing. And literally Origin CA, and man, like it's sad that we don't have him. We don't have a mind like him anymore. But like I remember asking him when the wall was down. He was like, I was like, should I start teleporting people back into the crowd? And he was like, just let everyone have fun, man. And I was like, that's crazy because I hadn't heard a Fed owner, an Alliance owner say, just let everyone have fun for once, you know? That was what was different, you know?
Yeah,
but I'm going to let you
exactly.
continue.
No, you're right. You are completely right, bro. And that's what I've been trying to say, bro. Like we are we do the same shit all over again, bro. Every single time, it's a repetitive cycle. We forget that we just want to have fun, bro. And that's what I was trying to instill. It's kind of sad that it ended. It ended that way. You know, it was so unfortunate. But I had fun. I liked when people had fun, and that's what I want alliances to be like. It's not something. It's not just something to parade around and say, "Oh, I'm the RWA champion," blah blah blah. Because that really doesn't have any weight anymore. Like the RWA title, once upon a time in wrestling history, that was one of the most prestigious titles ever. Mind you, I think it was the most prestigious. Like apart from IPW's World Championship, bro, the RWA Championship was just so prestigious. Like I don't think there was any title that could come close. Cause the amount of legends that held that belt, when you held that belt, you felt like you were a legend. But now it just feels, I don't know, it just kind of feels lame. And it's no hate to the people running it, no hate at all. I like Chris Knight. Chris Knight's my guy. I love that guy, bro. I love him. Like him and I have a good relationship. Arx, you know Arx. Arx to me is like Arx my best friend, like one of my best friends. He's a head dev there, and I appreciate what they try to do, but it just feels so lackluster. It's just I don't know, man. It's just I don't know. And I'm gonna give a hot take right now, and this might be just me just tooting my own horn, bro. I believe that for a short stint, the OWA revived the RWA, and I know that's a hot take. I know that's a completely hot take. I want to. How do you feel about me saying that? I want to know.
Like I'm gonna just say, nothing can thrive without competition. Nothing, not a single thing, not a single fed, not a single alliance, not a single wrestler will be able to succeed without competition. And I think when we started the OWA, it was ruffling some feathers, man. You couldn't just see that shit on your timeline and go on about it. Like you had to be able to like. I feel like man, yeah, the Alliance War or whatever. It restarted that shit. We were people were beefing over the poster of of our alliances. But shit, man, that was fun. That was fun. We were doing something, having a competitive rivalry between alliances that felt different. The only reason that worked is because the OWA and RWA were different. We had different goals, we had different appearances, we had different styles of hosting, we had different federations. That's what it was. It was different. That's why, yeah, man. To say that we didn't at least push the boundaries, revive other things. I'm not gonna say that we elevated them or like we did this whole shit, but I am gonna say that we did light a spark. We did make things more interesting than they were, because that competition is what made things different. That's what elevated shit. You know, like that's the whole point of asking our alliances pointless now, because now even if you tried to make an alliance different, the problem is, and it's a whole other can of worms that we're not going to talk about right now, but even if you tried, the role wrestlers are always going to be the same. Even the role wrestlers are always going to be the same. The arenas are going to be the same. Everything's going to be the same. I feel like now, because we're spreading awareness on, like, we need to be more unique as a community to grow, we've been seeing more different, like, literally on the timeline, I just saw some federation with animated match cards. The role wrestlers were moving in them.
Oh yeah, Federation Online. Yeah, I remember. I always talk to you about it, bro. And I was like, I wish a Fed did that, bro. And I'm glad I get to see my dream come to life. I'm so glad.
Cause like, yeah, we actually did that in UWI. I think for like one show we had them like animated moving, but to do that shit is hard. So that's why I'm saying, like, if alliances want to yeah, if you want to ask if you want alliances to be, quote, like, for lack of a better term, less pointless, I think you need to, I don't know, man, you just need to restore the fun back into wrestling, because right now the RWA just feels like a spoke running on its wheel. It doesn't feel like they have like a fucking purpose to exist right now, you know? That's why I ended the OWA. Like, I could have had that shit running for a while, but like, honestly, we did what we needed to do. When you said like we revived the RWA for a bit, that's what we needed to do. We needed to make shit more interesting. And I could have had that shit running for a while, but like then we would have been a spoke on the wheel. Then we would have like, and like, yeah, they had legs, but you need to really like think about what you're trying to do. The RWA isn't trying to do anything right now. At least from what I see, it's just, every pay-per-view every few months, same shit over and over again. Same controversial Twitter posts because of some drama. That's what keeps it running.
Literally, bro. It's just the same. They're going through the motions. There's nothing different, bro. And to the other alliances out there, bro, stop trying to be number one. I'm gonna be honest. No, just stop it. You're not gonna be number one. I'm gonna be totally honest.
It sounds fucked up to say settle for number 2, but sometimes that's what you need to do. Because we need it. You can't just like this problem with Impact Wrestling, like IRL, is like TNA always tried to be number 1. You're not gonna be number 1, okay? Like, even looking back at my career, RWI and UWI was never gonna be number 1. Like, not everyone is gonna be number 1, and that's perfectly fine. It's like people are always trying to be number 1, and it's like that shouldn't be your goal. If your goal is to constantly be number 1, you're never gonna be satisfied. And of course, you can always improve, but you're never gonna be satisfied if you're constantly trying to be number 1. You need to have a purpose. You need to have fun.
Yeah, and you're gonna be surprised that with you having fun, people will start flocking to more to your shows, and you can be that number 1, right? Like, who knows? Like, maybe, like, the RWA will probably end, and because of you already establishing a fan base before, people will come to your shows, flock to your shows for more entertainment because you're having fun. Like, you never know. So stop focusing on trying to be the best alliance days. No, just be the no. All right, no, that's the wrong thing to say. Stop trying to focus on being the number 1 alliance. Just focus on being the best alliance you can be.
I think you worded it perfectly. I think that's a great closing comment. We have overrun a little bit, making a 17-minute video, but a lot of good shit was reached right now, I think. Do you have any more comments? Like, I want to hear all of it.
Let's see.
Dill's out right now, so
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay, never mind. He's back. By the way, I apologize if you gave my water. I was drinking water, so if you heard that, I apologize. I was muted on OBS, not... wait, no, I wasn't muted on OBS. My bad. Okay. Any more comments?
Not really.
All right, well then with that being said, thank you guys for watching this video. I know it was a little bit longer than usual, but yeah, if there could be one main takeaway, I guess the real thing is, like, if you don't want to be pointless, have a point. Stop trying to be number 1. Just have fun. Have fun, I think that's what will make you... If you chase success, I don't feel like you're going to get success all the time,
That goes for the UWA owner. I'm sorry. That's kind of... I have to be direct. Travis, bro, stop trying to be number 1. Just focus on what you want to do, bro. Take it from me, someone that tried to be number 1. Just have fun, bro. Have fun.
And it's also, universal. Like, in your daily life, if you always try to be perfect, you're never going to be perfect, So, yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we will be back with tons of more content. This has been Tyken, Dildevet, and A's. This has been the Roblania Network. Thank you for watching.